Hi everyone, today I'm doing a review of BEOWULF'S GRAMMAR program created by Jennifer Guest. The moment I saw this, I was super excited and couldn't wait to try it out with my son. It's a year-long program designed for grades 2 to 6 and it's flexible on what grade it is used for, so you can really scale it up or down to meet your child's needs. Here I have both the teacher's manual and the student workbook. Now you can buy them both as a bundle and save over 10%, or you can just purchase them individually. They come as downloadable PDF documents, so you will have instant access to these. I printed these off at home and did the binding myself, but you can certainly get them printed and bound professionally. I printed the teacher's manual double-sided to save on paper, but I printed the student workbook single-sided because there are quite a few activities that require cutting and so forth. I also chose not to bind the student workbook because, as you can see, it's massive. There are like 400 pages of activities. I'm just storing all the sheets in this binder here, and once he completes a sheet from here, I store it in a separate file, which I'll share later in the video. I'll just start with the teacher's guide first. So it starts off with an introduction, explaining to the parents and teachers the best ways to go about teaching. For example, what to do if you're using this with kids of different ages and what grammar concepts are covered in the program. I also really like how the term brain scaffolding is used to talk about how various activities in the workbook come together to cement the grammar concepts that are taught here. My son is a very visual kinesthetic learner, and he thrives on curricula that utilizes a multisensorial approach to teaching concepts. So this program is great for different types of learners, and that's one of the main reasons why I love this program. Basically, the teacher's guide contains copies of almost all of the workbook pages with answers to those pages. In addition to that, it provides lots of teaching suggestions, how and what to do when it comes to answers and grading, as well as different ways to expand upon ideas. There are also extra printables that go really well with the student workbook. The extra activities are optional, but I think they're a nice touch, especially if your child needs a little bit of extra practice. There's also a BEOWULF'S Language Arts curriculum that uses this grammar program as a spine. I'll be doing a review of that too, and we'll share that as well after I've got all the books for it. So here we have a 33-week schedule. This is totally optional. I think it's very handy to have. You can just use it as it is, adjust it, or lose it completely. As you can see here, it's done over a 5-day period. But if something doesn't get done, it can easily be swapped to another day. For us, Wednesday is a day out because my kids have gymnastics and karate, so we usually don't do school that day. But I can quite easily fit everything onto another day without overloading the schedule. This whole program was originally written with homeschooling families in mind, so it's very user-friendly and easy to work with. The schedule tells you what topic will be covered each week, along with the page numbers from the workbook and the teacher's guide, as well as the activities planned for that week. It also says which review sheets to do. I really like the review worksheets because they help me keep track of how my son has been grasping the concepts we're covering over the weeks, and whether he could do with a little bit more practice on a particular topic. So the rest of the teacher's guide has the pages from the student workbook with all the answers. Another thing I really like are these extra activities that you can do to expand on certain topics. These activities are spread out throughout the teacher's guide. This paint a picture with words activity is a good example. Here you have to imagine that you're the person in the picture and write a small descriptive story. My son thoroughly enjoyed this one, and once he completed it, he was keen to go ahead and analyze more pictures. Anyway, moving on, here on the side there are lots of helpful tips and suggestions and explanations, which I think is quite handy. Now moving on to the student workbook, there are pages upon pages of fun activities. I waited until after we had actually started the program to review this, so we could see if it was a good fit for us and my son's learning style. So please excuse us for using some of the activity pages. My son loved how Beowulf is inspired by the dog that Jennifer had when she was growing up. And he loved seeing the photos of the real dog. One of the first activities is making Beowulf and his box. That was lots of fun and a great interactive component of the program. I just love how they use to teach prepositions, and so does my son. He was so thrilled to be able to use Beowulf to show everyone different prepositions. As you can see, this program certainly does not use a drill and kill approach to teach grammar. It doesn't require the child to just sit there and repeat definitions over and over again until they're burnt into their memory. Instead, like I said earlier, it uses a multisensory approach, which involves a lot of hands-on activities and games. It's also visually stimulating and engaging, and uses a lot of fun comics and characters, along with many other creative ways to practice and cement grammar principles. I really believe that method has got to be one of the best ways to teach children, especially very young children, and get them excited about subjects that otherwise might be boring and extremely dull. My son has been really enjoying this program. We definitely find it very engaging and are loving it so far. At the end of the student workbook, there are lots of review pages, which are fantastic and a great way to track your child's progress. I also wanted to just point out that if you go to their website, they have lots of other valuable resources, and some of the materials are actually free, so it's definitely worth checking out. I will leave a link to their website in the description box below. This is a great grammar program. A lot of thought has gone into it to make it fun and engaging without compromising its content, which is very detailed and comprehensive, and is definitely worth investing in. So I definitely recommend this grammar program.